What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to some more Star Citizen. So today 3.18.1 went live. It's a fresh wipe from 18.0, and we will also have another fresh wipe from 2.2. But I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of show newer players bounty hunting progression. Basically going from VLRTs all the way up to ERTs. And I'm not going to show like every single minute of me grinding all the way up, but I wanted to show like the certifications, do a couple bounties of that tier to show what you would expect. And then also show like the certifications for Microtech, ArcCorp, Hurston, Crusader, all that stuff, just to kind of give new players the gist of how to essentially start bounty hunting. And today we are going to start with our VLRTs. We have the tracker trainee permit, I believe it's called, and we are taking out the Gladius. On these lower tier bounties, you can pretty much take whatever ship you want, depending on, I guess, player skill and what you like to fly. Like you can take Pisces out on these lower tier bounties. I mean, I've done a VHRT in the Pisces. It's not easy, but I've done it. Pretty much this is like, okay, we're at the point where you want to find your way out in the verse, and who knows, you might only have an Aurora or a Mustang, and you could still do these bounties and those starter ships as well. I just have the Gladius. It is basically the cheapest ship I have on my main account. So what we are going to do is open up the map, but we're going to go to the contracts manager and bounty hunter. We have the tracker training permit certification, and this is giving you access to the very first tier of a bounty hunting for VLRTs. If you want, before we get started, if you want to keep track of where your progression is, it'll be in your Delphi tab. Since we haven't done any work at all, I don't have anything here, but once we do that permit or that cert, we'll have some organizations here on this tab. So we are going to grab the certification, and just a reminder, or for you newer players that don't really know what to do, and you want to get into bounty hunting or pretty much anything, grab Call to Arms under the Mercenary tab in general. You want to grab that because you'll get an extra 500 credits per bad guy you kill, depending on, no matter what it is, dogfighting, FPS, basically anything. So always, unless you're doing criminal stuff, grab Call to Arms. So we got our bounty, and we will have to fly all the way out to ArcCorp. So I'm going to cut down to ArcCorp, and then we will go take on that target. All right. So if you're curious, I'm hoping by the time you see this video, for newer players, you at least know how to like get the basics of flight. You know how to quantum travel. We traveled from Crew L1 to ArcCorp. You can see our bounty last known position is here at ArcCorp, and it's also on Lyria. So we just dropped out of quantum at Lyria, and we will jump to where the bounty is at. So these low tier bounties, especially the certifications, are usually pretty easy, especially the VLRT. It's usually just one target. You just smack them really fast and get out. If you're looking to make money this way, and higher tier bounties, there will be escorts for your target, but most people do focus the main target and leave. I do like fighting every target because of that extra 500, but that's honestly up to the player, to be honest with you. So we will take our flight. Normally these you'll drop out of quantum about 20 to 30k away from the targets, except sometimes there are bounties that you do have to fly longer distances for. So here is our target, John Lowbrow, and he is in an Aegis Gladius. So I'm going to open up with my missiles. Looks like, nope, screw the missiles. There is some server lag on my side, so there's delay on everything. So, ooh. Put my power to weapons. Since we are in snow, it's kind of hard to see where my pip is, so I'm going to try to get a little close to him. Where'd you go? Oh, he does end up having an escort. Alright. He's got a Mustang as an escort. We're going to take the fight a little bit higher. There we go. Alright, now we can try to smack him with some missiles. Is he following us? Yeah, he's getting close. Man, yeah, there is server delay right now. Oh, but they still tracked him. Oh! We splashed him with our missiles. Let's go. That is our certification done. So now we have access to VLRTs. So if we go look here, we'll look at the Delphi first. So now we have Bounty Hunters Guild up here, and we can see where we are at. We got tier 0 done with the... Oh, I heard guns. I forgot about the escort. A Mustang Delta. There we go. Alright, back to what I was talking about. So we got also Civilian Defense Force here too. Because we took out a target with Call to Arms. But here is the Bounty Hunters Guild. We did tier 0 with the certification. We are now tier 1. This is what gives us access to VLRTs. I believe when we hit tier 2, we will have LRTs. So if we go look at our bounty hunting contract, we have a couple other things. We have the bounty assessment for Crusader. We have a trial contract for Blackjack Security. And then here we have the certification for Hurston. If you're looking here, suspect apprehension certification. This is for player bounty hunting. These are... Oh, it just repopulated. These are... again, they are for players. So when you take these, you will be hunting down another player. Player bounty hunting is tricky. It can be done, but it's tricky because obviously you don't have a dumb AI. You have another player who's very, very, very competent at PvP. A lot of the people who walk or fly around with crime stats who gives you these certifications are normally looking for PvP, or it's an accidental and they like to run a lot. 9 times out of 10 they will run, to be honest with you, but still they usually are pretty skilled, and they're pretty annoying to fight unless you actually get somebody who really wants to fight you. So I'm not going to be covering PvP bounties in this series because they are annoying to do. To be honest with you, this is just for more of a newer player going through, I guess, ranking up and doing bounty hunting. Try it. Maybe they pick bounty hunting for their preferred game loop. But since we did our certification, one, I'm going to refuel, but I'm going to go and take this bounty for Crusader so we can get our permissions to bounty hunt around Crusader. And then, oh, actually, maybe I'll do the Hurston one first since we are closer, but either way I have to refuel. So I will do the Hurston one first, and then we will go down to Crusader, and I'll probably do the ArcCorp. I'll show the missions for ArcCorp and Microtech, but I'll probably do those off camera just for the sake of time. So I'm going to go refuel, and then I will see you guys when I grab this mission and fly over to Hurston. So let's grab that Hurston mission. Man, I'm getting low on money. Holy cow. These first few missions, you have a hard time making some money. I'm not going to lie to you on that, because you have to pay to grab some of these certifications, especially for like, all right, this is the VLRT cert, this is the LRT cert, and so on. You know, you do have to pay some money to actually get access to those. So we'll grab the Hurston, and now we will fly over to Hurston, and 9 times out of 10, oh no, he's not. Huh. That's interesting. Usually they are planet side. At least a lot of the bounties I do at Hurston are planet side. So we are now at the Hurston certification, so we can do bounties around Hurston. I like doing all of these so we have access to bounties all over the system. So you don't always have to be like around Crusader. You don't always have to be around Hurston or anything like that. Basically for a change of scenery, but most people do their, at least from what I know, do their bounty hunting around Crusader. So I want to point out on these lower tier bounties, you will be fighting smaller ships like Auroras, Mustangs, Gladiuses, basically smaller fighter craft that are relatively easy to take out. Once you start moving up, ships do tend to get bigger, like you start fighting Hornets and Sabres and Cutlasses and stuff like that. And I will try to point out when the ships start getting bigger, because I think they start getting bigger each tier, but not by much until you hit about HRTs. So, alright. That is our target. He is in an eclipse, so even on low tier bounties like this, you still get eclipses, which is interesting. I thought LRTs you would get eclipses, but regardless. Oh, he's getting close. Eclipses like to run ballistics, so you gotta be really careful, because ballistics can tear you apart if you get hit by them enough. Because the way ballistics work is that they actually penetrate shields. They're a little different than what they used to be, but they're still kind of scary to deal with. But since we can, or mostly staying away from his guns right now, except for right now, his nose is to us. He's trying to get guns on us right now, but I'm just going to keep side strafing, trying to keep his nose off of me. We can see on my MFD, well, while the comms is still there, that he's getting the center of him is red, so he's just about to die, and then boom, and now we got him into a soft death. Actually, no, I think that would, no, it's a soft death state. And just for that, shits and giggles, I will just completely put him into a hard death. So now that we did that, we'll go to our Delphi, and now we have Hurston security reputation as well. That also helps with our bounty hunters guild reputation. So we got a little bit of progression there. The VLRTs and the LRTs don't take as long to work through, but once you start getting up to higher tier bounties like HRTs and VHRTs, it takes a bit of grinding to get up to higher tiers. So now that we did that, we will, hopefully I can make it to Crusader without jumping. If you are curious, now that you are seeing these on your bounty hunting tab, you got question mark RTs. These are usually FPS bounties, like you go down to a bunker or a cave or a derelict site, and you will go and engage them in FPS combat. What I normally do if I accidentally take one of these, because it's happened, if they are outside, I just shoot them with my ship guns, because 9 times out of 10 I am not equipped for FPS because I am a pilot. So as if you can see here, we have wanted Ranny Stackhouse VLRT. That is the standard VLRT. It's not a certification. This is how, you know, you can actually make money off of these. That is what that Hurston certification does, right? So you have the verified freelancer bounty here. That is for allowing you to do bounty hunts around Crusader, and then these will start populating, these VLRTs that you can actually see in parentheses here, those will start populating around Crusader, and it will also be the same for Microtech and ArcCorp as well. I wonder if we actually see, we do have the Microtech one here, the active bounty evaluation. This is for between bounties and Microtech. And I do not see one for ArcCorp. I actually think the Blackjack security ones are for ArcCorp. I'm not 100% sure. But now we have access to the standard ones to do stuff, but we are also going to go out to Crusader and get access to doing bounties around Crusader, and then we will do a standard VLRT. which is to show you what those missions entail as well. All right, so now we are around Crusader. I just want to show it off really fast here. We're on Crusader. We are on around its moon of Yella. The reason why I'm showing that off specifically, and I know you saw a little bit on the Hurston one, but it's not nearly as much. But Yella has an asteroid field around it. You know, it's got a ring around it, right? And when you're doing bounty hunting around Crusader, a lot of the bounties are going to be around Yella in the asteroid field. So I want to point out, take things slow here, because you do not want to hit an asteroid, because 9 times out of 10, asteroid's going to win. So I just want to take the time to point that out really fast too. And I also want to reiterate too, on these lower tier bounties, you could still do them in Aurora and Mustangs, Pisces, a lot of the starter ships. Once we start getting to MRTs and HRTs, I would recommend investing in trying to buy a dedicated combat ship, whether it's like a Hornet or a Gladius or Arrow or even Vanguard. Just something that's more specialized to combat, because that will make your life a lot easier. I'm gonna prep my missiles right now. We're getting close. Also, the sun tends to get in my way here a lot too. So that is our target. You can tell, obviously, because of the marker around him and the name of him, and he is just in an Aurora. So we're gonna wait for a hard lock. Right now we do have a soft lock on him. When you have a hard lock, that thing will close up and turn green for missiles. Sometimes the arrows or the missiles are a little finicky and they won't actually give you a hard lock until the last second. So he's got a missile lock on this. We're going to flare them off. And it doesn't look like they want to give us a full missile lock. So we're going to guns. And he is a dust. So these low tier bounties are pretty easy to do. But now that we have the Crusader one done, we will go back to our Delphi or Delphi or whatever, however you pronounce it, and now we have Crusader Security as an organization here too. We go to our Bounty Hunters Guild, you see our tier has gone up, or our rep has gone up a little bit as well from doing that. And then now, if we go to our contracts, it'll just populate here in a second, but we will have access to VLRTs as well. So now that it's populated, we have the bounty issued for Japel Harkis, parentheses, VLRT. You will, when you're doing these, you will look for the parentheses 9 times out of 10, like what kind of tier bounty is this? What do I want to do? And now we have a VLRT. So now we can do this and make a little bit of money off of it. These ones will normally have more escorts than, more escorts. It'll probably have like 1 or 2. Aside from these like certifications we did where there was like 1 fighter. So since we are around, it is around Yella again. We're just gonna jump straight to it and do it from there. And hopefully we can get a good missile lock this time. Oh, server lag. There we go. Again, take it slow when you're in the asteroids. I normally go full burn, but I've gotten used to flying around these. But I would recommend, especially, I don't know if it's changed with 0.1, but in 3.18.0, or like just 3.18, there was invisible asteroids. And they were scary. So hopefully we're good as of right now. Prep my missiles again. Alright, we should be getting our targets popping up here shortly. Alright. We have an Aurora. And then there's our main target there. He is also in an Aurora. I'm not... Oh! I think I got a third. Alright, let's turn off our missiles. See if we can get a little bit more of a clear view. We'll do a pass, too. If you want to double check. But I believe there are only 2 ships here. And, yep. Alright, they're locking missiles on us. Flare them off. Try to notch them. Alright, yeah, we're just getting too close for missiles. Take on the main target, burst him down. That was a very fast kill. And then if you want to, take on his wingman for an extra 500 bucks. And done. So that is just basic bounty hunting right off the rip, just getting started. We get some of our stuff. We did the certification. We did planetary certifications as well. We didn't do all of them just for the sake of time, but the other planetary ones for Microtech and Crusader, or Microtech and ArcCorp, are pretty much the same as Crusader and Hurston. So we did the planetary ones, we did the regular certification, and I showed you guys what an actual, like, the bounty is. So I'm gonna grind these out a little bit. If we also look here, we are almost at LRTs. So I'm gonna grind them out a little bit, and then I'll show you guys, okay, we do the LRT cert, this is what an LRT is, and then we'll go from there. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. And also for these kind of guide videos, if you if there's any other things you want me to talk about, or things you think I could do better, I know I stutter, I'm sorry, let me know in the comments down below, and I will take your guys' thoughts into account as well. So I will see you guys in the next video and around the verse. Alrighty, have a good one.